guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching Season 2, Episode 2 of Dark. I am so excited to get back into this. The last episode left me with so many more questions and so few answers. So I'm excited to delve back into it and see if I can figure anything out. I have been talking through all of my theories with Calvin, who refuses to tell me anything or give anything away, which is good, but I want to know. And the only way that I can do that is by continuing to watch it. So last time we left off in 2053, I believe, which I don't fully understand because that is 34 years from 2019, but since the apocalypse happened in 2020, maybe that's the 33-year cycle. Maybe Jonas closing the hole restarted things, and so that initiated a new 33-year cycle. I'm not exactly sure. The show will possibly explain it. I don't know. Maybe they expect me to be smarter than I am. We'll see. We also met Adam, who is the creator, the beginning of this, and I think I already talked in the last episode about my whole theories on Adam and Noah, the religious sort of symbolism that goes into them and their existence, and the idea of like starting a whole new thing and Noah's Ark and X, Y, and Z. So if you're interested in that rambling, go watch the end of the last episode, or probably I'll ramble again at the end of this episode about it. I also postulate that Adam could possibly be Charlotte's dad. We don't know who he is, so that's my theory, and I'm gonna stick to it until I have enough evidence to postulate a new theory. So there's just a lot going on. I don't think you guys need a recap. You probably know where we are. I want to know about the scars on Jonas's back. I want to know about this cult. I want to know about Elizabeth in 2053 and Claudia and Noah. Is he having doubts about Adam? And just how all of it's gonna come together. So without any more of my rambling, let's get into it and find out.
Du weißt, was wir darüber gesagt haben. Hm? Die Vergangenheit ist die Vergangenheit. Und jetzt ist jetzt.
Now is now. Technically, the past is the future.
Finden Sie es nicht außergewöhnlich?
Two people getting married?
Dass Alexander Tiedemann den Nachnamen seiner Frau angenommen hat?
Oh.
Nein.
Sometimes people do that.
Kinder?
I mean, I know it's because it wasn't really his name anyway, but... Being nosy, aren't we, sir?
Ich kann nicht glauben, dass du mir hinterher spioniert hast. Was für ein Freak bist du denn?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty messed up that he spied on her, honestly. Like, I do think, like, I understand why, but also people are entitled to their secrets, and you're not entitled to know them just because you want to.
Du meinst es ernst, ja?
Are we sure that we should trust her with this? Because
Ich habe alles falsch gemacht.
she's not shown herself to be stable.
Ich habe versucht, ein Geheimnis zu bewahren. Aber in Wahrheit ist es genau das, was uns kaputt macht.
Secrets?
Die Geheimnisse. Mama, ich weiß, das klingt bescheuert. Deswegen will ich, dass du es selber siehst. Mit eigenen Augen.
Is he gonna take her into the past?
Was meinst du?
Papas Geheimnis.
Oh, fuck, you're gonna tell? Is he gonna take her and show... is he gonna...
Und sie sieht aus wie der Hund, den ich hatte, als ich ein Kind war.
Gretchen.
Woher wissen Sie das?
It would be creepy. Because she's you.
Weil es mein Hund ist. Genauso wie es deiner ist.
I just noticed that she had two different color eyes. for the very first time.
Wie bitte?
Am I dumb?
Manche Dinge müssen geschehen. So wie sie es immer getan haben.
Some things, but not
Jule.
everything.
Der Störfall letzten Sommer.
Yep.
Es ist doch noch was passiert.
But what is your part in this, ma'am? Can we trust you? Because I thought we could. But Padre Noah makes me think we can't.
Sie hat noch nie "Ich liebe dich" zu mir gesagt.
Wait, what? Not even once? I mean, that's probably trauma from her parents,
Ich liebe dich.
to be fair. They're cute. I don't care about his past. I mean, maybe he murdered people or something. I don't know. Maybe I should.
Letztes Jahr kam ein Fremder ins Hotel.
Yeah.
Das sind seine Sachen.
Oh. He had a lot of stuff.
Als er gegangen ist, wollte er, dass ich ein Paket für ihn aufgebe.
Oh.
An wen?
Jonas Kahnwald.
Uh-huh.
Warum haben Sie das nie erzählt?
What is she gonna report? Interesting. Okay.
Müsstest du nicht in der Schule sein?
Noah, why you always creeping? Okay.
Aber was ist, wenn Gott keine Ahnung hat, was er tut? Wenn der Plan falsch ist und Gott sich irrt?
Impossible. Yeah, I knew he was gonna say
Manchmal müssen wir nur ein bisschen fester dran glauben, dass alles wieder gut wird.
that. Why do people in TV shows never finish eating an apple?
Er hat gesagt, er kann alles ändern. Er kann die Vergangenheit ändern und die Zukunft.
Wer hat das
He's
gesagt?
talking about Ulrich.
Der Mann mit dem Stein.
Aber das ist 30 Jahre her. Was hat das mit Mats zu tun?
Because that was his
Niemand kann es
dad.
ändern. Niemand. Nicht einmal der weiße Teufel.
The White Devil.
Der weiße Teufel. Das hast du schon mal gesagt. Damals, als Kind.
Du musst Adam stoppen.
You must stop Adam.
Wer ist Adam?
Du verstehst es jetzt noch nicht.
Well, if you would explain better,
Aber
maybe.
Er hatte Zeichnungen dabei. Kopien.
Was sind das für Zeichnungen?
Die sind aus dem Buch. Das Buch, das mein Großvater geschrieben hat. Eine Reise durch die Zeit. Alle haben immer gesagt, er ist ein Spinner.
Wo bist du gerade?
Aber er wusste, dass das alles wahr ist. Warum hatte er dieses Foto? Warum hat er mir nie gesagt, wer meine Eltern wirklich sind?
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Who are her parents? Who are they? I need to... He had the scar. He doesn't die. He doesn't die. Or at least not for good.
Warum sagst du nicht, dass wirklich in der Todeszone ist? Alle werden sterben. In 5 Tagen, in meiner Zeit. Ich muss das stoppen. Es gilt keine Prophezeiung. Die Passage wird sich niemals öffnen. Euer Paradies, das gibt es nicht. Aber hinter der Mauer...
No, he can't die though, right? Right? Something happens. Something happens. Okay, that's the scar. The next scar. Is he gonna be an old man?
Ja. Okay, genau der Fall. Was ist immer noch hier? Wo?
What? Who is he? Is he gonna talk to Ulrich? Wait, Ulrich's still alive? Oh, he's alive all that time?
Mein Name ist Egon Tiedemann. Ich habe Sie vor 34 Jahren verhaftet.
He lived.
Egon Tiedemann. Wie könnte ich dich jemals vergessen?
Ich habe ein paar Fragen.
My only aim is to take many lives. The more, the better I feel.
Ich kenne das. Das haben Sie schon mal gesagt. Was hat das zu bedeuten?
Das bedeutet, dass du Trottel immer noch nichts verstanden hast. Aber jetzt musst du dich beeilen. Du hast nicht mehr viel Zeit. Ich weiß, wann du stirbst. Stand in der Zeitung.
Oh, God.
Jedem das, was er verdient.
Ooh. Sit down and talk to him. Actually have a fucking conversation, please. Because, like, you're just talking in riddles and, like, Ulrich didn't die. Is that like a patrol? Is he gonna figure it out? Egon, you got this? Yeah, I think she realizes that that's Mikkel now, right? Oh, okay, it's just Peter. Cowabunga?
Jonas!
Where the fuck did he go? Is he still in there? Is that the end? Alright, you guys. So there was a lot of revelations this episode, and I am still kind of surprised and flabbergasted a little bit by some of them. So Ulrich being alive, I 100% thought that when he was beaten, like, that he was dead. Like, I thought the cops had killed him back in 1953. Apparently he was institutionalized in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if he was, like, unfit for trial or if he was tried and that was sort of where they thought that he would best serve out his sentence of his life and everything. I would hope that he would, like, I wish that he could have, like, I wish that him and Egon could have a conversation, and then maybe through something he could come to learn that Mikkel is actually alive and that he's just living out his life in the 1980s currently, right? Like, I think that would be a good sort of happy ending for Ulrich. I mean, given his situation, he doesn't really get a happy ending, but I think that could be like the happiest sort of ending that we could really hope for him after spending out his life where he is. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He did try to kill a child. Now, it was a lot more complicated than that. There's a lot more nuance to it than that. Of course, he thought that this horrific act, which I think he did think was a horrific act, would save not only his brother, but his son and all the other kids. I think that he thought that by doing that, he was changing everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I just hate where he ended up. I hate that for him. I hate that that's his story and that's his ending. I don't know. I hope that Egon figures it out. I don't know if he will or not. But I think it would be cool if we got to see him figure it out. Now, something very interesting happened at the end of this episode. So I need to talk about that real quick before I go back to the rest of the episode. Jonas went into the ball. Big old ball. He went into it. And then it destabilized again. So where is he? When is he? Like, what's happening with him? Like, where did he go? Did he go way into the future? Did he go way into the past? Did he become burned and become Adam? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. To clarify. But I'm really curious as to what just happened there. It would have been interesting if that girl had gone with him. I think that, like, I like her. I think that she's interesting. And so I'm curious what her relation to Elizabeth is. Is that her mom? Is it some other sort of relation to her? Does she just know her? Did she, like, sort of take her under her wing, a la, like, Joel and Ellie? Like, what's the dynamic here? You know, I'm curious about that. Also, I can only assume that she did not kill Jonas because either they have an interaction that we have not yet seen from when he goes into the ball. Maybe he does make it back to 2020 for a hot second. Like, I don't know. Maybe he meets her at some other interim in time. Or she just recognizes him from the missing person posters from when she was a kid. Because I don't think they had any interaction that we've seen in the show. But in a small town, because I grew up in a small town, even people you've never talked to, you know who they are. If somebody went missing as a child, you damn sure would know who they were. You know? So I think that she just recognized him and some form of her understands. But again, maybe there's an interaction that we just haven't seen yet that will explain all of it. But until, if or when we get that interaction, my assumption is she recognizes him from the missing persons posters from when she was a kid, which we're currently seeing right now. Also, I know that I have been kind of hard on Clausen. Is that his name? I think that's his name. Dear Lord, the new investigator, right? And I know that he's just doing his job. I would like to clarify, like, I do know that he's just doing his job. However, he's being real snarky and he's being really dismissive of Charlotte. And again, I understand. He came in, he's trying to find missing kids. He probably thinks there's corruption. He's probably suspecting that Charlotte knows more than she's letting on, which she does, but how could she possibly explain to him what she actually knows without sounding completely insane? You know what I mean? I don't like that he shushed her. I don't like that he's so dismissive of her. Again, I get that he has no reason to trust her or understand her motives or where she's coming from or why she's coming from there. So I kind of can't blame him. But at the same time, because I know the people in this town, like Charlotte, like Regina, I feel weirdly protective of them. And so I'm like, back off, bud. But again, I also recognize that I have no reason to feel that way about him. And he is just doing his job. So maybe he's a dick. And my reaction to him is warranted. But maybe I'm just too protective of these characters that I know that aren't him. You know what I mean? So something else that we have finally answered in this episode, or I think we finally answered, so that makes me feel better about it, is the gender representation of the person that Peter was cheating with. Now, they are going through hormone therapy and they dress like a woman. So I think based off of those clues, I don't know their name, they identify as a woman, which is interesting. Or like, it's good to know going forward. It also does bring into question if Peter is actually LGBTQIA, because if he was having an affair with a person who was going through hormone replacement and identifies as a woman, then he could just be straight, you know, and having an affair. Now, I do like that Franziska, I liked her response to Magnus, because I do think that there is a lot of validity in what she said. Now, I understand where Magnus is coming from as well, because he felt like after Mikkel disappeared, his parents just sort of built up these walls and didn't let him in and didn't let him know what was going on. And everybody has these secrets and he's not allowed to know them and he's not allowed to ask about them or know anything about them. And then his dad goes missing on top of his brother. And so his life is just this mishmash of shit right now. And all of it stems, in his mind, from people just keeping secrets and lying to him. So he's upset that she's keeping secrets from him. Now, I don't think that makes it okay to follow her. Like, it's still kind of creepy, but I don't think that Magnus is a bad person at all. I think that he's just a very young person who had a lot of shit dealt to them in the past 7 months and is sort of trying to cope. And he kind of can't take another person betraying him, right? So he reacted in a way that isn't great. Now, Franziska's response, I think, is also completely valid. Like, her life also fell apart in a different way. She discovered her father's affair, and then it cut off, and then she felt, I guess, some sort of responsibility to continue helping this person with the hormones, or Peter could have facilitated this, we don't know. But she's continuing to help them become their most authentic self, and I think that that's great. And I think also there is a lot of validity in saying that people are entitled to their secrets, you know? We don't owe it to people, whoever they are, no matter how much we love them, to give every single part of ourselves, right? Now, I think there can also be a lot of freedom in sharing your secrets and sharing these parts of who you are with someone else and trusting them enough to open yourself up to them completely. But I do think that it's also not our place to demand that of the people we love, right? Like, everybody deserves their secrets. If they want to have secrets, if there's things people aren't ready to talk about, if there's things people may never be ready to talk about, I think that that's also an incredibly valid thing, and that as humans, we should respect other people's beliefs about that. Now, maybe that's a little bit of a tangent, but I don't know. I really liked that point that Forensica made. I also really like that she is helping, I don't know her name, but she's helping her to become her most authentic self. The one that Peter was having an affair with. Eye Patch's sister, I guess, right? What is Eye Patch's name? Wöhler? I don't know. I saw Eye Patch's grave, I think. Also, something I thought was really interesting was when it showed in this episode, June 22nd, 1987, it said 5 days before the apocalypse. So I thought that was in 2020, though. Is it throughout all time on June 27th? So I'm a little bit confused about that, but I'm sure the show will continue to explain it. Also, can I just say, I am still a little bit wary of Jonas taking Hannah back in time and showing her the truth, because now that Hannah knows that she can time travel, I just don't know if we can trust her with this. She seemed upset, probably because she knows how upset Ulrich was about his son, you know, being missing. So maybe she's upset that he will never get to know the truth, or maybe she is going to realize and then she's going to go back in time somehow before Ulrich and then fuck things up from a completely different point of time. You know, you don't know with her. You don't know with her. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that, you know, Jonas made the right choice there, but I guess we just have to find out, because I have tried to give this woman the benefit of the doubt, but she's not proven worthy of it yet, so we'll see. Also, I'd never noticed before, am I just dumb about Claudia's eyes? Or did they just never, like, they had to have shown her, I mean, they've shown her face multiple times before. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. I wonder who the white devil is that Helgi mentioned, because I don't remember him saying those exact words. Now, Egon said he did, but that could have been an off-scene or off-screen conversation that we didn't hear, because I don't specifically remember those words. But who is he talking about? The white devil. Now, is he just talking about Ulrich? Like, does he think Ulrich is a devil and he's white? No. Again, it's probably something that will reveal itself that I just don't know yet. So Claudia went back in time to talk to herself, which, you know, usually in time travel things is like a big no-no. But apparently in this, it is not a big no-no. So that's interesting. One, we're really like confusing the known tropes of time travel, I should say. So Claudia went back in time and talked to herself. She also sent Gretchen to herself, apparently, and she buried something that herself is now unburying, which was the time travel device. Now, it's really interesting that this time travel device can exist in so many different places with so many different people and so many different times, yet it, as far as I know, there's only one of them. So that's interesting. Like, how does Jonas have one and Claudia have one? Do they just have them at different points in time? I mean, that's probably the explanation, but that's a bit confusing. Also, Claudia tells herself that she has to stop Adam. Of course, this Claudia doesn't really know who Adam is yet. And we know at some point that Claudia is going to disappear from Regina's life because Bartosz had never met her before. And there was like this indication that she had like disappeared. And then Alexander takes over the power plant at some point. So I'm curious how that all happens. It's also interesting to me knowing that Regina is dying of cancer. And then she said this could save her. So I don't know if she means save her from the apocalypse that happens in 2020 or save her from the cancer, in which case, how? Also, I'm still on Team Stop Adam because, I mean, even though we don't really know, like, the sides that we're supposed to be on, I feel like Padre Noah and Adam are supposed to be the bad guys, even though they're the religious people, which is kind of an interesting commentary on religion, possibly. I don't know. Again, it's just something that we're going to have to watch unfold and see. We also discovered that how Jonas got this scar, which was, again, Elizabeth letting him live because she recognizes him, I think. We still don't know how he got all his back scars, though. So wherever he goes into when he goes into the ball might not be a good place. We're just going to have to see. Maybe he goes, like, way far into the future. Maybe he just goes 33 more years into the future, and so he's in, like, 2088. That's not even good math. 2086. Why did I add 1953? Wait, no. 2088. No, 2086. Can I math? Clearly not. What was the thing that went over Jonas and the girl also? Is that just like a patrol? Was it like a little drone? Was it the drone ship thing that he saw in the sky in the last episode when it was daylight? I'm assuming it's just a patrol. Yeah. I think that's all that I have to postulate about, speculate about. This was a really, really good episode, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. If you want to see what happens next, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode, watch-along style, so you have to sync up your own footage. That is over on Patreon as well. I'm 100% in. Will I watch the next one right now? Because I really want to. Maybe. But you gotta go. Until next time. Bye, guys.